What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. So in this video I want to discuss some the possibility of Stu Macher coming back in the future of the Scream franchise. Now this is going to be negating the fact that let's say Stu Macher did somehow manage to survive the events of the first original Scream film. Now if those of you who are a fan of the Scream series, go ahead and just give this video a thumbs up. For everyone who is a fan and who knows about the original intent for Scream 3, you know that Stu was originally intended to be the mastermind in that film and kind of just tie everything back to the beginning, bring everything full circle. We were supposed to find out that he ended up surviving the television to the face and all the other stuff he endured from the first movie, and he's been in jail or prison this whole time, and he was orchestrating these events in the third film that would have just been spearheaded by, or just would have been like a prank of sorts from a group of Stab fans. I personally don't really like the Stab fans part, but as far as like it being a prank anyway, I don't like it being a prank. But getting into what I would do if Stu were to come back, let's say they did go with that idea and they brought him back. Kevin Williamson originally had plans to bring him back in Scream 3. Matthew Lillard, I believe, would love to reprise that character. And if they were to bring him back, I would kind of do it like this. So let's say in the events of Scream 5, Stu isn't in this one though. Let's say at the very end of Scream 5, after the killer is revealed and after Sidney and whoever else is with her, possibly Kirby, or let's say even that maybe it's just Sidney and Kirby, and Dewey and Gale, they don't make it, they die. Let's say it's just Sidney and Kirby. Dewey and Gale have died in this film. Whoever the killer was, they've beaten the most recent Ghostface killing spree. They've survived yet another killing spree. This means Sidney's 5th go around, Kirby's 2nd. Then at the very end, they're like just walking and talking, and then here's a plot twist. Here's a plot twist that comes in. They say to each other, Sidney can make the situation or make the comment saying this person was just as crazy as Jill was, and then Kirby could be like, yeah, I wonder how she's doing. That's the plot twist right there. That's the plot twist. Nowhere in Scream 5 or anywhere throughout the film do they talk about or mention Jill up until the very end, and then you find out that Jill ended up surviving that gunshot. Of course, if she survived, I mean, Sidney did not shoot her in the heart. She missed the heart, and Jill survived that gunshot. We find out that Jill is alive. She's been in prison right along with who I'm about to get to. She's been in prison this whole time, and that's the plot twist. That's the ending of Scream 5. We're going to end off on a cliffhanger. Now, after Kirby says, I wonder how she's doing, that's when Scream 5 is going to go into the prison. We're going to see Jill, and it's going to be a big dramatic sequence of us seeing the back of her head, and then we see an officer or somebody in the prison area walking up to her saying Jill Roberts, and then she turns around saying and then she turns around with a smile on her face or something, or just turns around in general, and there's some dramatic music in the background, kind of just to make the audience go, oh my goodness, Jill's alive. Because I know originally I believe Jill was supposed to survive and she was supposed to be the killer in Scream 5 again, and whatever that was going to end up being, I would love to see how that would have turned out. But we end up finding out at the end of Scream 5 that Jill is alive. And then what I would like to see is we see Jill interact with an unseen figure. She goes to this unseen figure and she says it's time. This unseen figure is never shown to the audience. We're saving this for Scream 6. Now, going into Scream 6, we know that Jill is going to be the killer. We know she's going to have something to do with the next Ghostface killing spree. And then in Scream 6, what I would like to see is the audience, know that Jill is one of the killers, but we have not yet to see who she was talking to when she said it's time. And then comes the big reveal. At the very end, like halfway through Scream 6, it's by the time Scream 6 is reaching its end, Sidney and Kirby, they're well aware of that Jill is involved, but Jill is teasing the arrival of someone from Sidney's past, or someone that Sidney probably shouldn't have forgotten about. And then we find out that Jill's partner is none other than Stu Macher, who survived his wounds, or survived the TV to the face at the end of Scream. And him and Jill are teaming up to take out Sidney once and for all. That would be a perfect cap off to the series, in my opinion, in terms of just fan fiction at this point. We have Jill from Scream 4, who survived, and then we have Stu, who survived and has been in prison this whole amount of time. Jill and Stu met in the same prison, been conspiring to get back at Sidney, and of course Jill would break out, and then also what I would do is I would basically have Jill break out. The only thing that's going to be an issue here making this work is if they both break out of prison, how is it going to look if Jill is the only one who gets exposed as being broken out? I would imagine it would also say that Stu Macher broke out. So I don't know how that would go, but just kind of throwing that out there. I kind of like, or would like to see a dynamic duo between Stu and Jill, turning out that they both survived, and now they're conspiring against Sidney to take her out once and for all. That's just my mind going into places that I think I would like to see if it's done effectively and written properly, and I think Kevin Williamson can make some sense out of it. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. In the description, I'll have links on my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there's any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And then down in the description, or down in the comment section rather, I'm going to have a link to the Facebook group. Join that Facebook group and stay up to date on the channel. Get some Jeepers Creepers 4 updates and anything regarding the Jeepers Creepers franchise. With all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.